$50,000, or just some number, focus on a super homeless shelter, 3-star homeless refuge, whatever you call it. Treat the people like human beings. Nonviolent resistance, okay, you resist the government by not participating in it. Well, they have our money, let them keep it, tell them keep it. You got all of it, you wanted something? Yeah, keep on going, and you going into debt. So keep on going and spending money and going into debt, right? Trillions of dollars in debt. We'll do this work because this is what the Bible, the Quran, Bhagavad Gita, and every other book says do. It's simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. As-Sabiqun liberation movement, that's the white folks, the big white folks when they talk about big complicated strategies and plans and all that. They say, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. That's what we do. It's complicated to them, but it's very simple. Nonviolent resistance is just, we resist you by showing people what to do. As-Sabiqun liberation movement. What? Liberation from foreign domination. Liberation from inferiority complexes. Liberation from just what they say. They changed the white man for the Arab or somebody, right? That's what they say. They're telling the truth. So that's, in fact, they're saying everything that we didn't say for the last 30 years. So that means that they have some little nickel and dime scheme. But with them, it's like, okay, you want to smoke the peace pipe, you bring peace pipe or some tobacco or some marijuana or whatever you want to smoke, right? And you say, yeah, Powdy, you come and say, hey man, let's go and smoke the pipe. Then I look at it, see if everything's all right, let's get on, let's get busy with it. You know, we smoke the peace pipe, now we're at peace. But if they come and set a pipe on this side of the table and a bear trap on the other, you know, you say, look man, I don't want to have nothing to do with y'all. You just, I don't want no bear trap, I don't want no peace, I don't want nothing y'all got. That's the way they are. They won't come and say, look, this is what we want to do. This is what the dumb government is. They ought to realize by now, you can see from that paper, that's 1987. Mm-hmm. Right, let me see what. This is from Manifest Victory. I have scratched out, poor George pulled me out. Women, back window. Okay, what does that mean? Remember I say, my best friend that introduced me to drug selling because of the government, his initials is GC. Everybody in Oakland know right now. Oh, his best friend, his initials is GC. And in this one, we'll have his name down there. So everybody know who that is. Now, we didn't whoop the government. This is 87. And you can see what we did right there. Up at the top, 426, we ran with Bob and the football brothers. And we ran the goat trail. That's a serious trail. Well, Bob is the president of UC Hayward. Bob, has y'all ever heard of Symbionese Liberation Army?
Oh, of course, 1974.
Okay, they killed, what?
Simke?
Huh?
Simke?
No, they killed, the Symbionese Liberation Army killed the brother, I think of his name. He was a superintendent of schools. I don't know, I'll tell you his name.
Harvey Milk?
Huh?
Harvey Milk?
No. Harvey Milk was a sissy from California, from across the bay. San Francisco. This is a Negro. I think of his name, but he's big. Now, In those days, Bob he's a Quaker. You know the white folks is Quakers. He knows all the civil rights people. You know, he's been involved in this stuff he was about 15 years older than me, so I'm sure he's passed away now. Bob Foster. That was who it was, Bob Foster. Bob Foster was his name. He was the superintendent of schools. I wasn't even in, and he wanted to introduce in Oakland and that region an ID card for all the kids. And for those days, it's like big brotherism, you know.
Now it's common.
Yeah, now it's common. So when they killed Bob Foster, this white boy Bob was his best friend. He was a big administrator too. And he got a split down his front like this, where they shot him. And so, he's the kind that, on his license plate 30 years ago or more, he had Somalia on there. Why? Because he would adopt some Somali kids and all that stuff, you know. So, this is the Bob. I ran up there those hills, you know, a good crew of runners. So, this is who I was running. I'll get back to what I'm talking about. So, Bob and the football brothers, we ran the goat trail. The next day, 27th, we ran the creek trail at Kilimanjaro. It's only a 6-mile run, but you can tell it's up because we call it Kilimanjaro, and it's the creek trail right around. That's some good running. And so, we didn't have a victory 3 in a row. We didn't cross them up just like we do now. Now they're coming back, and they have my friend pull me to one side while they do something else. And that's why the back window stuff, that attempt to steal victory. Thank God for stupid enemies. So this is, the dates are here, are April, late 20s, 87. That is 30 years ago. Thank God for stupid enemies. They do the same thing today. They haven't progressed. Every time we hit them with something, that's why I say I will get there a little later out there, because I want a week to set up. Because usually they don't fold, they don't give up. They keep doing fitna. Fitna is a natural part of them. So I'm going to have a few days to prepare for whatever I want to prepare for. That's all. But whatever I want to do, it don't make no difference what I do. But one thing about it, we have our goals for what we're going to do in California. We've already laid it out. That this is the Stalingrad, Oakland, that we're in a new frontier. And we have now evolved the movement to the point that everybody see basically what can be done by what we have done already and we're continuing to do. Okay, so As-Sabiqun liberation movement from foreign domination, inferiority complexes, external control, liberated zones. Right now, we call the liberated zones in America East Oakland Azad and DC Azad. That means that these are liberated zones. And if you look in DC, is there any other liberated Masjid in this area? None. The only place you can get any liberation news is here. Any liberation action is here. So that's why we call it liberated zones. And in Oakland, we're going to reoccupy our property out there because at that time, the supreme strategy is to pull away. Why? The enemy got all their polices lasered in on you so they could do what? One way or another. We're not going to kill Mukhtar today, so we're going to engineer it so you will do it. And it's clear what they're up to. That's why we said, everybody, don't you worry, we ain't going to do nothing to Mukhtar and Abdul-Malik. Nothing. We've known who they were from the day we saw them. If you see this stuff, 87, I mean, we knew who they were the day they got there, and everybody else out there. They had signs, they wear signs, their behavior. And by then, if they didn't run everybody away from say, from here, right? Just think, they didn't run everybody away from here, right? So if a group of people come rolling through the door, talking about, we just love Islam, we just want to do this, we'll say, come on in. Have a seat. Stand in the prayer line. And how and why you just, the Holy Ghost hit you and you jumped up with, right? Has there ever been a masjid where the government has a group of people that focus on that masjid, right? That, have anybody witnessed that here? That the government has a group of people to talk against and about Masjid al-Islam. Forever, since it's been here, right? But with all of those teams, I mean, not one team, just to talk about team, just to put grease on the highway, or team, the grease on the flagpole team, all this, the steal the radio team, the steal the doggone whatever that thing, that camera. Hey man, if I just had my money for cameras and recorders, I'd just be in the big money. I'd be in the big money. Glasses, eyeglasses. Why do you think I got 10 pair of eyeglasses? Because if they come into my shit and take my eyeglasses, I gotta go. If I'm in Oakland, I don't have a place and gotta, I don't have no, what's the name with me, prescription. And I gotta go get a whole new prescription. It's gonna cost me $300 or something. And I ain't got no this, I ain't got so. That's for one pair of glasses. So when I come back out here, I get me 7 or 8 pair of glasses. And then before that wear out, I don't need them. Now that I got all the glasses, nothing ever happens to my glasses. But if I had just had one pair of glasses, I'm saying is, with all of that, look where we are. With all of that attention, with all of that fitna, it hasn't affected us. We are where we're supposed to be. We're where Allah wants us to be. You see what I mean? With the attitude, with the health, with everything. So we'll try to, I swore I was going to be quicker today. Liberated zones, okay. Model example, that's what we have done in each decade of the past. Been an example for what you can do. Well, we are already that example, that model, but now into the future, this new frontier will be more propagandistic than the one that we just went through. Although we're still using those past to educate people on what's possible. So our whole process is to raise the level up step by step, piece by piece, where they can understand what we was talking about. Remember the joke last week? Suppose somebody asked us to speak over there and we spoke one of our normal talks like here. They would have been, talking about, because they don't have nowhere to base it. Right. They don't have nothing to base that on. Right. You know what I mean? They have not been elevated. know what I mean? And they're back in the Stone Age. What are we gonna do? We feel second-class Muslims. Well, yeah, I mean, heck,
You should feel comfortable. You second-class niggas.
yeah. Anyway, so it's, what we letting people know is you. Don't say it can't be done. And the thing about it is everybody know what we're saying is the truth because they know. All of the Negroes know everything we're telling them is true because they're probably part of the big scheme anyway. Okay, longevity. Longevity is wonderful in a way. What longevity has done has allowed us to evolve stage after stage in the public sphere without being overcome by the system. In other words, if you're in a revolutionary or counter-revolutionary struggle, if you fight the system long enough, you become like the system. Most revolutionary groups, after a while, the ones in Colombia, they start assassinating, murdering, you know, and selling dope just like the system do. Okay, when you use their technique, what kind of revolution you're gonna have? You're gonna do the same thing they did.
Becoming oppressive.
That's why we're not falling into them. We're not using their tactics. We're using the tactics that we believe come from Allah, that is clearly outlined for this time and for this period. So longevity has allowed us to get the attention. I could tell when I was looking at Mellow Yellow the other week, and I was looking at the other people, everybody knew, and all the people that were running their mouth, they was all there to say what they was told to say and do what they were supposed to do. And then we got our friend there, he popped in from wherever he goes, and I used to tell him he'd have a program on the radio, and he had a Colombian citizen. He was trying to get her to talk about the CIA and the drug trade in Colombia. Well, that's just like if you grab somebody on the bus and ask them to talk about the intricacies. They don't know nothing about it. Okay, I'm here. Why they didn't? Because that was their goal. Everything they got here. Remember you called so-and-so Muhammad over at WPFW?
Mm-hmm.
Why he never called? I had him sit with the Iranians and us, and I talked to them in a way that they knew that we shot callers around here. You hear him on the radio, he talks about, and some minister was the star of the show. The only thing is that the Negro, the national Negro don't know nothing.
Right.
Even over in Iran, the brothers saying, I tried to coach him for hours on what Velayat al-Faqih is. He didn't get it. I said, he ain't gonna get it. Then the girl asked me, sister, but not a girl, was big in the press. I interviewed them. Could you tell me, are they really going to heaven? Whatever is heaven somewhere.
The mothership.
The mothership. Are they really going? I said, yes, that's true. I said, that ain't nothing. It's got 1,500 bombing planes on it. I said, each one bores into the earth 1 mile before it explodes. And you've never seen a lot, but there's a guy, his mama was from New Zealand, daddy was from India in those days, Pakistan nowadays. He wears a title you'll see around his neck, Allah in person. He'll be there. And it's a guy from Georgia. He was born 1890, somewhere like that. Anyway, he's there. And you think Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the last messenger, don't you? Yeah, of course. Imams who got sent to do that. Look, yes, it's true. They're going to go, that's heaven. I said, good heaven. The hereafter used to mean hereafter the white man is gone. That was a proper. So anyway.
Look, you remember the brother you were talking about was over in Howard? The word I want on him is that he told another brother, the Muslim brother, you don't talk about.
Right.
He said he got the FBI on speed dial.
Yeah. He don't have to have, you don't have to have your cell phone speed to call yourself. All you do is look in the mirror and say, self. You just activate yourself. This stuff is so hilarious that just like y'all laughing, tell the truth. Suppose we took this like it really is, we would be mad, we'd be want to subvert, get them niggas, you know, right? No. They've gotten better. Humor is the best, man, is a revolutionary medicine that's the best in the world. Humor, optimism, kindness. And we continue that in the midst of, see the stuff that they do, it looks, other people are standing there with their eyes big, but they was pulling guns on you. 2 or 3 guys said, yeah, so what? I said, I not chased the guy, but I moved the guy around the masjid, and when I got him boxed in, he leaned forward. I said, I knew it. I knew it. You know what I mean? You know, this is an Arab brother.
Training.
Just training. You just box him in, and he got to go do it. I said, I told you, sucker. You know, so this humor. If we didn't use humor, optimism, we would have some American-type Western thing. And you would do like our friends. You're going to have to respect me. I don't care if you respect me, shoot. You know, they didn't respect Joseph, and he was a prophet. They threw him down the well and sold him out for nothing. And in the Bible, they sold Esau, they sold out for 30 pieces of silver. Couldn't have been much.
They didn't respect none of the prophets.
Right.
The system of that time.
They said they liars, crazy, you know what I mean? You just hooked that up, sucker. You just hooked that up in the back room, coming out here with all of that. If you know so much, then show something then. Let's see something. If you so bad, just show anything. Yeah, talking about all that bebop. Ain't nobody don't pay no attention to that. So, this is done. Those of you who played basketball remember, sometimes you're supposed to follow that shot in. I know I've been saying this a long time, but it's been feeling like that all along. And the behavior of the global environment is that way. It's already done. That one, yes.
You know, back in the basketball days,
Right.
you had guys, the older guys, they go down court, they shoot the ball, and as soon as they shoot, they say, let's go back.
Right.
In other words, don't worry about no rebounds, nothing, that's in, let's go
That's
back.
it, you can tell.
Yeah, right.
The trajectory. I played a little when I was, I was just 22-point man. That's not bad.
Serious.
No, I was good because when I was younger, they always kept me a long time in the pen. So I got the best job, gym boy. Gym boy, you know where you put that dust down on the floor and had a big thing of dust mop, and you do that. Okay, that was the Coach Riley was the coach, and my job, I was the gym boy. So I was in the gym all day. They bring in 1 crew, 6 crews, and I play with everybody. So when they had an outside team, I'm gonna be on it. So I got to go outside, play all the other little junior high school kids and elementary, because I was on the team. Why? Because I had the best job. I did the most time, but I was a gym boy. So what I'm gonna do if I was on the street, I wouldn't be in, how can I be better than in the gym playing basketball? So at that time, you get good, you know. But later on, they keep you in the white folks penitentiary. But they ain't got no gym boys. You know, anyway. So you get to learn so well that you say, that is in. The professionals know it, they can taste it.
That's right.
You can take, that's I say. Yep, that's it, forget it, let's go. Okay, that's the way this is. Now, just remember what we've talked about since y'all have been here. Everything has been like that. We haven't missed not one, nothing. Everything has been like that. That's why we can afford, we're going to do this. It's a pledge we have. We're going to do this, let the people know. We're going to do this with honor. We're going to do it with, I hate to say it, I don't hate to say it, that love, that think is sweet pie. It's hard. You try to love a nigga and see that. You got to be a gangster. Right? You try to love somebody that no matter what you do, he's going to cut your throat and stick you in the back. I don't care. You can help his mama that's on a deathbed. Her face could be puffed up because she needed a new, not a liver, but a kidney. You can take your kidney and give it to his mama. The nigga will still cut your throat and stab you in the back, won't he? Now, you gotta love him. See, you got to be tough. You really do. You got to be, you gotta be very strong. And you can't take nothing personal. Like I was trying to tell some of my friends that was big, they big. So you can't take it personally. Well, niggas left me. They gonna you. Hell, they leave everybody. They don't. The human being is described. The song sing about it. He's a backstabber, right? Everybody. My woman, I said the blues record says I asked for water and she brought me gasoline. What the hell do you want? The old blues, listen, might not like how I tell you. The one we know really.
Howlin' Wolf.
Howlin' Wolf, I asked for water and she brought me gasoline. Poured water on a drowning man, right? They say girls do that. You know, you're drowning, the big holes from the faucet on a drowning man. That's just music, of course, you know.
But it's based on reality.
One man said, I'd rather drink muddy water and sleep in a hollow log. You know, like a bear. I'd rather devolve back, they talk about evolution, I'd rather devolve back to an animal and drink muddy water and sleep in a hollow log than to be associated with certain creatures. So, she double-crossed me. I said, what's wrong with you? You know, they were saying something, and my sons was there, and they was trying to say that I was a crook. I said, hey, didn't your mama tell a parole officer that this is what my daddy did? And he said, that ain't enough. And they put in her mouth, and I went back to prison. But you ain't never heard me say, hey man, that girl is cold. I said, she's nice. She's as nice as anybody else I know. I mean, we're just as friendly. I actually like her. Technically, I love her, but I mean, I ain't shocked or nothing like that, you know, because, hey man, I guess it's a gift because a lot of people, they don't react to life like that. Hey man, they don't like that. So anyway, that's what is necessary because longevity is done. This job is necessary. Nobody else is even talking about it, much less doing it. So we always pointed to people, we say, it's you, homeboy. At this stage, we're teaching. The second stage is implementing, and then we go studying again. In other words, we're not wondering what to do. We're teaching what to do. We're implementing what to do. But we're also studying what we're doing, because we have to have our own account of what we have been doing, right? And how to improve. Remember the cycle? Scan your environment. Devise a plan, a strategy, a scheme. Then implement it. Then go through the cycle of study and accounting to see how well you did. It is a constant cycle. Okay. During this stage, strategic innovation. Not bid'ah, but strategic innovation. That means we have to mold and shape a structure that will work. That's what we're doing. It's going to take what we call strategic brilliance. They don't associate that with Negroes, but we've already done 2 or 3 stages of brilliance already. So they might be shocked, but we're not shocked. And just that from 87, that's 30 years ago, it shows you that we're familiar with the institutions we're dealing with. Now, the institutions that we're dealing with have certain historical problems. We call it, as we said, historical addiction. They are addicted to the historical process. They are, this system, in fact, all the systems are addicted to this global historical process of decline. And on the internet, you can just type in 10 signs, you have it right, 10 signs, 7 signs. Okay, those are neutral. So when we read the signs of decline and we look around, who fits in that? We're doing it like a doctor, okay? Any of y'all got big bumps on your knuckles and your lips are swelling up? Yeah, I got that. Well, you know what that is. It's not personal, it's not race, it's not that's usually, you got them bumps in the wrong place. You got been messing around with them girls, you got your little herpes, little syphilis, little whatever, I don't know. You better straighten yourself up.
Symptoms.
Symptoms, ain't nothing we can do. You're out of breath, you can't hardly breathe. Well, you better lose some weight, you better fix your diet, get you some exercise or something. Then you're gonna drop dead soon. It don't make no difference what your race is. You just got these symptoms. America's symptoms are clear. Anybody else have them? Yes. Okay. What did they do about it? Nothing. They kept right on driving. 6% dangerous curves. You're sticking on the highway where it says dangerous curves.